What's up, guys? Out here with another video, and want to talk about this war on truth. You know what I'm saying? I know I've mentioned this before, but there's this topic that's come up, and especially right now in the urban apologetic community. And the reason why I put that in air quotes because different people got their different stance on that whole label or whatever, you know. But anyway, not really trying to get too much into that. For those who don't know, okay, there has been kind of like this this information that has come out this earlier this week. I think it was Monday. It may have been Monday. Come in. I was came into work, watching some videos, and I was watching a video from Abu, right? Actually, it was Faithful to God. He put up a video, and I'm just going to try to give you guys a brief backstory before I get into my main point. Now, I did say on Brother Berean's channel last night that I really wasn't going to do a video on this topic, which I'm not. I'm just mentioning, and I'm basically just kind of giving you guys a backstory so I can let you know exactly where I'm going with my main point. All right, so let's just start from the beginning. We know that there's been this whole Hebrew Israelite versus the UA community thing, right? Okay. So about 2 weeks ago, Dante Fortson, he came out with the whole, what do you call it? The petition to get the UA community labeled as a hate group. I was included on the list. Elder Mike was included on it. Me and Elder Mike had a conversation about it. So he kind of coined phrase the whole petition as a snitch list, right? So I've been using that term. Anyway, that happened 2 years ago. 2 weeks ago. I think Monday, Faithful to God posted a video in the community section of his YouTube channel, and it was about this. It was about the guys who consider themselves Israelites, like Pastor Kelly Richardson, along with guys like Dante Fortson, like Sister E, Teo Ministries, those people over there on that side. Now, about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago, Kelly Richardson had came out with this whole thing about these inscriptions on these Georgia pews. And this church in Savannah, I think it was established in 1850 or something like that. So it had these inscriptions on the side of these pews, and people were trying to decipher what the markings were. They was trying to, Pastor Kelly, Kelly Richardson was saying that the inscriptions on the side of the pews, and you guys can go and check this stuff out. I don't have time to add in all of the clips and all of that. I don't have time to be answering too many questions. You just got to check this stuff out. Church pews, Hebrew Israelites, Kelly Richardson. Search that up, and you'll get all of the information. So anyway, Kelly Richardson says it's Hebrew. When I looked at it myself, it looked like Arabic, okay? Because I got friends who are, from the Middle East, people who speak Arabic. I lived in an area where there was a lot of people who spoke Arabic, stuff like that, and I saw the writing. So it looked like Arabic to me, okay? And the reason why I thought it was Arabic, because we know that slaves in the Western hemisphere of Africa have been heavily influenced by Islam. You know what I'm saying? Check your history. Islam was very heavy in that region. There are a lot of people. There's still a lot of Africans today in that region who are Muslim and who speak Arabic. So Kelly Richardson saying it's Hebrew. There was this guy named Abu. He comes out and he makes a video saying that, hey, I don't think this is Hebrew. He says, maybe I can see a couple of words here and there in the inscriptions, but it looks more like Arabic. He wasn't sure. So these guys on the other side, including a guy named William Brown of Boom Church Atlanta. And he's like a guy who has this congregation where people, I guess they have Christian-centric teachings, but the foundation is Israel. Black people are Israelites, or the original Israelites, right? So keep him in mind. I'm going to mention him later in the video and how this comes full circle. Kelly Richardson sees the video. He makes a response, had some other people chime in. This is what this is, X, Y, and Z. So then Berean, he invites Abu onto his platform. And in between this time, he had Kelly Richardson on talking about the pews, all of that stuff, Dante Fortson, whatever. So then Abu gets on. And I think this was earlier this year. This had to be like around October. No, I think it was in November, because I think I was watching this maybe a couple of days before Thanksgiving or something. Anyway, something like that. Boo comes on, basically states out his position. A lot of people in the Hebrew Israelite community, they get upset. Some people get upset at Berean, including Kelly Richardson. He didn't like the fact that he had Abu on. They call Abu a devil, all of this stuff here. And basically there was kind of like this challenge. Everybody was just like, yo, let's pay a scholar. Let's get us a scholar. Let's pool our money together. Even Brother Berean said that, hey, let's pool our money together and let's go get a scholar. Everybody was willing to get somebody to decipher what is exactly on the pews. So, in the middle of that, between last month and a couple of weeks ago, we had the whole Damon Richardson snitch list thing comes out. That comes out, that's buzzing for about a couple of weeks, and then Monday, all right? Now, right now, today is December the 23rd. It's a couple of days before Christmas. December the 7th, okay? Around December the 7th, end of November to the beginning of December, William Brown of Boom Church Atlanta and Kelly Richardson and all of those guys have these panels. Apparently, they've gotten in touch with a guy who's a scholar. He knows linguistics and Hebrew, all of that type of stuff. A guy named Bunis, forgot his first name. So they get Bunis to give his commentary on it, but his commentary is a little vague. So they needed somebody else to basically say this is exactly what this is. So then there was another name that came up, Richard Katz. So William Brown said that, hey, I reached out to this guy named Richard Katz, and he responded back to my email. And then he says, this is undoubtedly Hebrew. This is Hebrew. There's no question about it, and he didn't really say exactly what it said. He just said it was Hebrew. That was in the email. So, of course, Abu and Faithful to God was a little skeptical, because they're just like, yo, there's a lot of things that's not adding up. This guy's not really giving us too much detail. He's just saying that it's Hebrew. We can't find this guy. We're searching this guy up to see if we can actually talk to him ourselves to ask some questions. We need some questions answered about this. Guy from William Brown from Boom Church Atlanta basically says, well, we're not giving out the information to this guy. If you need to find this guy, you're going to have to do your own research and try to find this guy. And that's what led Faithful and Abu to try to search this guy out. No one can find him, okay? Apparently, this is some guy who's in Tel Aviv, Israel. Everybody's been trying to figure out who this guy was. So, Abu and Faithful to God, they kind of do their research, their due diligence to try to find him. Can't find the guy. They examine the emails that William Brown had copied. He copied Abu. Okay, it's not like Abu went and hacked into his servers and hacked into his emails. No, he copied Abu on the email. So what Abu did was that he read the emails and he examined them. And he was just like, it seems like that, there's a lot of similarities between the writings of William Brown and this guy, Richard Katz. But in his mind, he's like, it's a little far-fetched that these two are the same people, because he's just like, I don't think that the guy would actually go that far to fake someone who is a scholar, just to win an argument, right? So anyway, long story short, if you guys already seen the video, you already know what's going to happen, what I'm going to tell you next. If you haven't seen the video, I, implore you guys to watch it. I've tagged it in the community section of my channel. So if you go to the community section of my channel, you'll see it. All right. So you don't have to search far. It's already tagged there. You can go and watch it for yourself. Anyway, come to find out, after Abu and Faithful does some research, they examine the email address that Abu was copied on by William Brown of Boom Church Atlanta, that the email was in fact made by William Brown. So William Brown was pretending to be Richard Katz in order to try to win this debate, or this whole argument about Hebrew being on the side of the pews. So now that's been exposed. Now, this is what a lot of people are not talking about. A lot of people just glossing over this. Abu himself he reached out to multiple scholars, and multiple scholars, he got like 3 responses back. I don't know how many scholars he reached out to initially, but he got 3 responses back. 2 of the guys said that it's Arabic, and they both quoted from the surah, and I can't remember what surahs it was, but they quoted from the Quran, and they said it's Surah X, Y, and Z. That's what 2 of them said. One guy said that it looks Arabic, but he's not sure. But he's not sure if it's an intelligible language, and he said that this will be something that is more for a linguist, right? All right. So anyway, this is where we are with this. Okay. Guys like Pastor Kelly, Dante Fortson, Sister E, Yacoba, Teo, all of those guys, they're all intertwined with each other. Now that this information has come out, everyone wants to know, well, hey, who is this Richard Katz? Where is he at? Now, Pastor Kelly did go on Berean's channel last night, which was December 22nd. And he got on there. I think he was on there for maybe about 15, 20 minutes, and he was talking. And he tried to make it seem like that this was a personal attack on him and William Brown. Never once did he address the fake emails. He didn't address that. He didn't say, yo, this is what it is. Let me clear this up for y'all. He went straight into, oh, this is hateful. And, if you put my background up to anybody else's, I'm a squeaky clean person. Basically like self-righteousness. You know what I'm saying? We know that being self-righteous in the Bible, that is a big no. To put it in layman's terms, being self-righteous and being prideful and boastful and arrogant, that is something that is highly spoken against in the Bible. So anyway, he comes on and gives this whole spiel about, he has a better record than anybody, and, all of this stuff here. So now, of course, Berean is on his channel because he's had these guys on plenty of times, and he's basically said, we gotta see who Richard Katz is, because if we don't find out who Richard Katz is, then this is going to be a problem. Now, my main point on this is that, and I made a comment in Brother Berean's live, and I said this is we're in an information war, not a culture war. And of course, you had a lot of the Hebrew Israelite echo chamber. No, this is a culture war and this and that. Dude, this is not a culture war. This is an information. This is a war on truth. This is a war on information. And we know that Jesus is the truth, the way, and the life. He is the only way to the Father. Jesus is the embodiment of truth. You know what I'm saying? He is the arbiter of truth. So if there's a war on truth, then you have a war on Christ. If you have a problem with truth, then you have a problem with Christ. You know what I'm saying? We are supposed to be truthful at all times, no matter how much it hurts. You know what I'm saying? So whether or not somebody like Kelly Richardson, may have known about the email fraud, his thing is not to sit back and just sweep this up under the rug like it's nothing. I implore him to go and talk to his guy who produced the email and say, hey, listen, what's going on with this? You know what I'm saying? And if this email ain't what it is, then hey, you need to go ahead and say, this is what it is, or this is what it isn't, or we got to part ways. You know what I'm saying? And the Bible tells us, it says the enemies, some of our enemies are going to be the members of our own home. What make you think that folks that you run with on the internet are not going to be your enemies? You know what I'm saying? What makes you think that you can be riding with a guy today and then tomorrow he may do something to where now he may be forcing you to compromise truth? But you're supposed to be standing firm on truth. And I think that what's happening, what has gotten to the point is that, and people like me, we've been seeing this, because the Hebrew Israelite movement is majority about preserving a culture. That's what it's about. And people like me and others have been saying, don't do that because it is dangerous. When we use the term dangerous, this is what we mean. Don't go out and try to preserve a culture, because you're going to always side with culture over truth. And you will sacrifice truth in order to preserve that culture. That's what I mean by dangerous. By Hebrew Israelism is dangerous. Because if this is just swept up under the rug by these guys and they say, oh, we ain't got nothing to prove, now you got a lot of people who may have come into Hebrew Israelism saying, yo, I've been following these guys because I want to get closer to truth. I want to get closer to God. And then these guys pull something like this, and then they just say, well, we ain't giving no answers. We just going to sweep this up under the rug. Now you got folks who will be in that saying, well, dang, you know what I'm saying? I've been following these guys all this time, looking for truth. And if they're not willing to address this, and if my own conclusion is that there's something funny going on with this whole email situation, then what else can I trust from these guys? You know what I'm saying? So then now you create another form of church hurt, because these people are already probably been hurt by the church. So they left the church and they fell into Israel. Now you got these folks over here who claiming to be Israel, claiming to be a better alternative than the church. They turn around and get hurt from them. Now people are feeling like, well, where do I go now? They get that sense of hopelessness. I've had that sense of hopelessness. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, when I make these videos, man, and I'm speaking about these folks in Israel, or who's trying to, consider themselves to be Israel to preserve a culture, dude, I done been there. I mean, I ain't never considered myself to be a Hebrew Israelite, but I remember falling away from church and getting into the conscious community because I wanted a culture. And then I had already had church hurt. Then I get into the conscious community, and then I see that these guys are major hypocrites. They telling one thing, but then they doing something else. And then when you fall out of that, you feel hopeless. You really do. And some people don't bounce back from that. But, glory be to God that he was able to bounce me back from that, to be able to allow me to speak his word now on camera to you guys, to explain, to give my testimony, so that you guys can be able to listen to what I say and say, well, dang, if a person like Alton has gone through that, and I've heard other people go through that, and I'm actually going through this myself, well, then maybe I need to start trying to get closer to God instead of trying to look for a church home, instead of trying to look for a culture. You see what I'm saying? So God wants you, he wants to bring you closer to him, not into some culture, not into some movement or anything like that. He wants you. And when it comes to truth, you got to be willing to accept what is true. You got to, because if you're not willing to accept what is true, even when it comes from these guys who claim to be Israel, then you're no better than those folks who sit in the church up under these pastors who are just running amok in the church. You're basically doing the same thing that they're doing, but you calling yourself Israel and you wearing head wraps and dashikis and all of that, and all they doing is wearing church hats. The ladies are wearing church hats and the men are wearing suits. They ain't no different. Y'all basically doing the same thing, but on opposing sides. So stand up for truth. If you claim to be a follower of Christ, you claim to be a follower of Yah and the Most High, stand on truth. Stop running around folks and wanting to preserve a culture. And I know this message is going to fall on deaf ears, and some of y'all probably already done stopped watching the video because you can't handle the truth. And when a person cannot handle the truth, that person has a spirit of Satan. And I hate to say that, but when a person wants to reject truth, that's a spirit of Satan. Because the Bible says that he is the father of lies. If he's the father of lies, then of course he doesn't want to listen to truth. So whenever I'm running into these folks who just, I don't want to hear that, I don't want to hear that, oh, this ain't going to stop the movement. Dude, you don't understand that you're rejecting truth, and you rather hold on to truth than a lie. I mean, Romans 1 talks about people who would exchange a lie in order for, other than God. Like, they rather have a lie than to have God. And these are the people that the Bible says over and over who are destined for destruction. So this is serious. If you are willing to hold on to a lie, no matter what it is and how it makes you feel, instead of seeking truth and standing on truth and standing firm on it, you're going to have to check your spirit, man. You really going to have to check your spirit. And there's a lot of people running around here with the spirit of Satan, calling themselves followers of the Most High, followers of Yah, child of God, child of Christ, followers of Christ, apostle this, and reverend this, and deacon that, and pastor this, and stand on truth, man. Anyway, guys, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below, man. Do you really think that, we need a culture? You know what I'm saying? No matter what happens in culture, hey, we'll find a way to bounce back from it. If there are some lies, this whole, Richard Katz thing with Boom Church Atlanta and Pastor Kelly don't really mean anything. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High is not stopping this movement. He's not stopping this awakening. And we'll get through this. Or are you just like, hey, listen, it doesn't matter who you say that you follow. But if you're not willing to stand on truth, then you're not willing to stand with Christ, basically. But anyway, let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Like this video, rate it, share it, subscribe. As always, as I'm saying in my videos, hit that notifications bell, because I do get a lot of messages from some of you guys whenever I go live, and you guys say, man, I missed the live stream, I wish I was there. Well, if you hit that notifications bell and you select all, what'll happen is that, whenever I upload a video, you guys will get a notification every time I upload a video, so you'll be the first ones to see it. B, whenever I get ready to go live, 30 minutes before that, you'll get a notification to remind you that, hey, Alton's getting ready to go live in 30 minutes. Be there or be square. And you guys can be able to hit that up. So anyway, if I don't see you guys before Christmas, I think I might do a live. I might do a live tomorrow, Christmas Eve, because my schedule is pretty clear. So I might do a live stream. But if you guys don't watch my videos until then, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I will see you guys next time, and you guys have a blessed day.